time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
Hey, Loco Sports fans. Welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Max Araj and Justin Jarrett with you for the moment. Wes Kerr should be joining us shortly. He's on his way home. So hoping to hear from him in a little bit. And it's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. Felt like Monday all day today, right?
Yeah, kind of. It felt weird today.
Yeah. The Tuesday after the Monday holidays always got my vibes off. My first one as a teacher too. So yeah, it felt like a Monday in the school. I promise you that. Everybody had Monday energy. We got through it today. We got some plans together for the Canes news this week, but we didn't get a whole progress made today. But it is what it is. We're getting through it on a Tuesday. We got a good bit to talk about tonight. We've got new high school football rankings, so we'll dig into those a little bit. Still got a Loco team on top, and you can probably deduce who that number one team is from the Loco if you've been paying attention. If not, then you got to check in more often so you know what's going on in the Loco. But we'll dig into that a little bit deeper later. Perhaps while we're on with our guests tonight, we got Zoe Allen and Dayon Brown coming in from Whale Branch Football. Serve me a little crow, celebrate Hatcher a little bit, and just look ahead to what's ahead for them. Reflect on the first couple of weeks, which were a little bit of a roller coaster ride. We just lost Max. Device is not connected. I'm sure he'll be back soon. He was messing around and he messed up. He done messed up, Ron. But we've also got some volleyball scores trickling in. Saw Whale Branch got a big win over Battery Creek. There's Max. He disappeared on.
Yeah, Gremlin's acting up today.
You done messed up, Ron. You was messing around on the back end, pushed the wrong thing.
Yeah. Oh,
it's all good. But should be a good show tonight. Hoping that Wes comes along shortly. But how was your day, buddy?
It was a good one. Quiet day. Glad I had the day off. It was a busy day for me yesterday. Having to work on Labor Day, it's never easy. But it was good to relax today. Be able to come home and watch the hop onto the show and then watch the end of the Florida State game, which that felt good. Anyway, I it was a quiet, relaxing day today. I watched a little bit of the Paralympics, which was really exciting to watch, and then a little bit of the U.S. Open as well. Caught up whatever I missed out on. So.
Yeah, Emma Navarro through to the semis. I'm sure Wes will want to talk about that. I think Jessica Pegula plays her quarterfinal tomorrow. I think so. She's got local ties. Used to train here, so that's cool. There's always a little bit of Loco flavor when you start talking about tennis and golf. You don't have to look very far to find somebody who passed through here and trained at some point or another. And has ties to the place. But looking at the schedule for tonight, we did have some volleyball. Misa might check in with May River results for us. And we'll check out some highlights from Buford Sun's coverage of the Whale Branch Battery Creek game. Battery Creek won when they played the last time, but Whale Branch getting the win in the rematch. So our Canes went down tonight. Allendale Fairfax had a solid little squad, well-coached team, and our girls fought with them every second set got away from us. First and third sets were really competitive, but just couldn't quite get over the hump. So look forward to seeing them some more. I had to go support some students who are on the team and help the Canes news team report. So that was good times. But Loco Sports Lowdown is brought to you by our all-star sponsor, Mickelson Law Firm. They are the original sponsor of Loco Sports since 2017. They've been on our team, and we appreciate their support over the years. They are our official real estate closing attorney and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. But they provide all kinds of legal services over at Mickelson Law Firm in downtown Bluffton. So call on them for all your legal needs because they are the all-star sponsors of Loco Sports and presenting the Loco Sports Lowdown. And we'll be live every night this week, 9:30, of course. It'll be the Lowdown Monday through Thursday every week. Thursday we'll pivot into the Loco Pigskin preview in the second half of the show. And then on Friday night, of course, it's Loco Pigskin Live, starting with the 2-minute drill coverage at 9:30 p.m. I'll be running point and checking in with the guys out at the games on Friday nights and reporting on the scores as they roll in. So it's been fun first couple of weeks. Looking forward to keeping it going and getting the machine a little more finely tuned, but it feels like we're getting a little bit better at it every week. So that's cool. We should be seeing Zoe and Day Day here in about 10 minutes, but we'll go ahead and take a look at these high school football rankings.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pop this out. Here we go. All right. I'll get them queued up here. Here we go. Looking at 5A, Dutch Fork on top.
Yeah.
Almost all the first place votes, 17 out of 20.
Yeah, no surprise.
Daphne Northwestern also picking up first place votes. Somerville right in there. Irmo, Hannah, Sumter, which had a really good win this week. JL Man, White Knoll, and Hillcrest rounding out the top 10. We don't have any vested interest in the 5A poll. So looking at the 4A poll, though, looky here. We got a Loco team sneaking in. May River at number 9 after a pretty impressive 2-0 start. We had Bo Gwynn on last night to talk about just the change in mentality with that team this year and how it's translating on the field. But Bluffton right there among the teams receiving votes as well, which I kind of expected both of them to be in the mix. I wasn't sure which, if either would make the top 10. I had them just outside my top 10, both, but knocking on the door. Really close. Like Hartsville was my 10, and they ended up ranked 7th.
I think after that win for May River, I think, a win like that against a 5A school in West Ashley, very, very tough opponent in West Ashley. I expected for May River to have some votes throughout the state.
Yep, and they sneak in at number 9, right behind Richland Northeast, which is a juggernaut team that beat Bluffton in that high-shooting playout game last year. West Side is sweeping all the first-place votes. Then Daniel, South Point, South Florence, Camden, Gray, Hartsville, Richland Northeast, May River, Wren. That is a really tough division this year. It's pretty tough. Strong up top. So going to be interesting to see how deep our teams can go in those playoffs. 3A, we only have Battery Creek. They're sitting at 1-1, coming off a win. They get Keenan next, which is receiving votes, but BHP on top. Dillon receiving 1 first-place vote. That's potential state championship matchup right there. Pendleton, Oceanside took the big L to Irmo. So they dropped down. Mountain View Prep, the new kid on the block. Woodruff, Marlboro. Marlboro's off to an impressive start.
Yeah, they are.
Loris, Chapman, and Newberry in 3A. Then in 2A, the Locos on top. Hampton County at number 1, receiving 12 first-place votes. Strom with 7, Clinton with 1. So far from unanimous, but Hampton and Strom 1 and 2. Then Clinton and Chester tied for 3rd. Barnwell right there at 5th. That is a region opponent for Hampton, so that's one to circle on your calendar. Saluda 6, Fairfield Central, Phillips Simmons getting in there at 8th, Chesterfield and Batesburg-Leesville. See Andrew Jackson still receiving votes. I don't know how Academic Magnet got a vote, but that person should be stripped of their vote because Patrick Henry beat their doors off at home. What are we doing? Probably the same person voted for Battery Creek in the preseason poll, but
yeah, agreed.
Somebody ain't paying attention. Class 1A, no question. Abbeville ranks 1st, although Bamberg is a really good team. That's a potential state championship. Donnybrook, Louisville, Cross, another team. Don't sleep on them in the lower state. Lakeview, Lamar, Blackville, Hilda, Hannah, Pamplico, Latta, and HKT. Don't expect to see Hardyville or Ridgeland knocking on the door at 1-1 right now, but if one of them could string together 2 or 3 wins, 1A gets convoluted real fast because the good teams play up in competition level and they take some L's, and so you end up with a bunch of teams with 4 losses that are all really good, and they could get in the mix there. But that's where we are for right now. It's just Hampton number 1 in 2A. And then May River 9th in 4A with Bluffton receiving votes. I think we'll see Beaufort back in there as soon as they get a couple W's on the schedule. It's hard to vote for an 0-2 team when you got teams sitting 2-0 and 1-1 that have good wins.
I think hopefully by next week, I think we'll see Bluffton move up into that top 10. I think they're right there with May River in terms of strength. I think eventually, Buford. I agree with you, Wes. Buford's going to get back into that mix of votes, receiving votes, and stuff like that. So I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm definitely 100% not worried about Buford. That was two very, very tough opponents to start out the season. You go and play at Fort Dorchester to start out the season, and then you go home and play a perennial, program in Greenwood, who's now competing at the 5A level, but was really one of the top dogs at 4A at one point. So, that's just it's a tough way to start the season, but they're going to get back on the right track, I think, this coming Friday, I think. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Welcome, Wes. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Having a nice evening, and
all right.
It looks like we have somebody in the green room.
We do. We have a couple friends waiting in the green room that we're excited to talk to. But we thought we'd catch up with you real quick first. We just ran down the new statewide rankings. Hampton County staying on top in 2A. May River breaking in at number 9 in 4A with Bluffton right there receiving votes and knocking on the door. I assume they list those in the descending order of the number of votes they received, in which case Bluffton would be sitting 12th. So they're right there on the door.
That's cool. Look at that. 4A rankings to see some Loco squad, which is a place we didn't see much in the past in terms of 4A. And there's some changes, some switch ups amongst the schools, but to see both Bluffton and May River right there, testament to how well they've started off the year and how you think that maybe there's an opportunity for obviously a long way to go, and we'll see if they can keep it up throughout this year. But certainly some positive signs for both Bluffton and May River have been some of the big stories of this season.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And then Hampton County holding strong at the top spot in 2A. So Hurricanes are still rolling.
Absolutely, but not my Hurricanes, not on Friday, because they ran into the boys in the green room, and it got a little tough on them. But let's shout out a few sponsors before we bring them in. The MVP sponsors: Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, with Keller Williams of the Low Country. She'd love to help you find your place in the Loco or upgrade to a bigger, better one. It's a great time to get in the market with Megan Jarrett, official realtor of LowcoSports. Homegrown Home Inspections. We'll check out that home, make sure it's built right. And if you're building a new home, you got to have a phased inspection where they check on it every step of the way and make sure it's built right with Homegrown Home Inspections. And Hospice Care of the Low Country, providing hospice care, palliative care, and free grief counseling, plus much more at Hospice Care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors, our official sponsors of LowcoSports, and they present our guest tonight from the village of Seabrook, Alonzo Allen and Dayon Brown. What's up, boys? What's up, Day? I reached out to Zoe because he's like my go-to. I know if I need a guest in a pinch, Zoe's always down. And I was like, hold up, we got to get Day in here too. He's definitely earned a chance in the spotlight. Been grinding over there alongside Zoe for a number of years now, and had a great year last year as a DB. Getting a chance to get your hands on the ball on the other side of the ball a little bit more often this year. But just tell me about your start to the season and how much you're enjoying playing with this group.
I'm really having a good time playing with this new group. I mean, on the line we built chemistry over the past 2 years, I would say. So I'm just looking forward to having a great season. Everybody stay healthy, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, great to hear. And what a response that you had on Friday after a tough showing at Bluffton. Left no doubt in the second game of the year against Hardyville. So tell me about the tough aftertaste when you just weren't able to get to the way you wanted to play against the Bobcats, and then come back a week later and put the proverbial hammer on your opponent.
Yeah, we took that loss. We took it real personal because we've been working, and there's things we worked on that we haven't been executing, but we practice on it just so we can have it down pack in the game as muscle memory. So we bounced back, better attitude. We came in the game ready to dominate, and we just got the job done.
Yeah, Zoe, get in there, man. Tell me a little about. You told me over text that we'll never see that Whale Branch team that showed up to Bluffton ever again. But tell us about the in between and the birthday boy, Coach Hatcher, and what it was like the week of practice leading up to that Hardyville game.
The week leading to Hardyville, I lied to you. It been hell week, so especially after a loss, he gonna
Worked it hard.
at any loss he gonna try to get us right. So we was just straight getting back physical because we wasn't physical versus Bluffton. That was the main thing. Get back physical.
Boy, you were physical in this game, as people are about to see. You boys were mad as hornets and hitting.
I mean,
tell me about how you guys got after it defensively and shut down Hardyville in the second game of the year.
Well, we knew because we started watching film a little late, but we knew that they was trying to go hit the outsides, so we just got to force them back inside. Like right there, because that's all the help at. So we got to force them back inside and just if you dare, make a play.
Okay, I ain't gonna say his name, but he knows who he is.
Yeah.
He's gonna do better next week. But got the ground game going as well. That starts up front with the big fellas. Day, tell us about them big uglies up front blocking for you.
Oh man. I mean, they're just. I love running behind them. Definitely big top, big 78. I love running behind him. He creates the biggest hole I ever seen. So I take those and I run with it.
And you don't need much. You don't need much space. You get loose. You got some afterburners. So looking ahead to this week, you guys got Ridgeland on Friday. I'm sure you've started scouting, watching some film. What do you expect from those guys? They definitely got some really good skill players that can hurt you. Winston Smith obviously has been around for a while. Looks like the quarterback can sling it pretty good, and they got some guys, some athletes who can go get it. But how do you guys feel like the matchup goes for you guys?
I feel like we match up well against them. I mean, if they want to go to the air, they gonna have to get through Dede and Bowers first. So, but if they want, but our main focus is us on offense. Like we gonna want to attack them, especially through the film we watch. We gonna want to attack that linebacker, attack the D line. So.
Yeah, certainly the confidence is growing after what we saw this past week for you guys. But talk about these last few days under Jerry Hatcher, a guy who works you hard and a guy who certainly went more out of you. So kind of what did he tell you about what you need to do to just get to where you were at the peak of last year and play the way you know you could play after a tough way to start it off? So what does it like? What does Jerry Hatcher? What does this coach do to really pump up and motivate you guys for what's to come this past week and this week and then going forward in the season?
Well, boss drills, man. He made us go in practice, get physical every day, day in, day out. I mean, every practice. We don't even wear Thursday gear on Thursdays no more. We just wear full pads, hitting.
There'll be no walkthroughs. Truly no days off in Seabrook.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys play on Friday. I'm going to be up there to watch you guys take on Ridgeland. And looking at this game, what are some of the main things you guys see as something that needs to be worked on before this game on Friday? Something that y'all can definitely improve on as you head into this game.
I'm gonna say really our pass game, and then we'll try to get our pass game down pat, and then continue to be physical. That's the main focuses. Like as long as we be physical, I feel like we can compete with anybody in the state, and you're gonna make them tap out because you're gonna keep hitting them, and a lot of teams not gonna be able to take that. So we want to be physical with everybody, and then just get our chemistry down with our passing game.
I'll tell you what, it worked on Friday night. Y'all came out hitting, popping, and they didn't have it in them to rise to it that night. I'm challenging them this week. Like, hey, that happens again. You got to hit back, man. You can't just they ain't gonna stop. So, because I know that once y'all started hitting and they started kind of getting timid, that just ratchets it up another level, right? You're like, oh, we're gonna start hitting even harder now. But what was that?
Sorry.
I don't know where I was going with that, but I guess just like what was you guys came out like rabid dogs like on Friday night. So like what was the pregame speech? Was you don't have to use any language that would get us canceled, but what was the pregame vibes? How'd they get you hyped up for that game?
We forgot about last week. We're coming into a new week. Great mindset. I mean, whole team was ready. Everybody was pumped up. And we were just ready to get out there, get us a win, and keep winning.
I'm gonna say like everybody was hungry. Like, cause we were hearing all the talk, like on the internet and everybody talking about something. Well, Branch not back. Well, Branch this. Well, Branch sorry. So we were just hungry. Like we was hungry to get a win, like get our confidence back up a little bit. So I mean, but this week behind us, we worried about Richland right now.
Amen. Yeah, that you are who we thought you were. Now it's on to Ridgeland. Get in there, Wes. You got something?
Yeah, I mean, speaking about that, you guys are getting ready for this 2A region featuring Hampton County, Barnwell, a couple other tough teams. So between now and then, what do you want to see from this team and from your guys on both sides of the ball, and how do you want to improve as a player as you get ready for a big month of football up ahead?
Well, I just feel like we just need to keep being physical. I feel like Coach Hatcher just need to stay on us about being physical, and I want to outwork whoever I'm preparing for next week, whoever I'm guarding. I want to outwork them. I want to out prepare them, and yeah, be ready to play.
And you've been on the road. You've been on the road for a couple of weeks. What does it mean to get back home and play Whale Branch and Seabrook for the first time this year?
It's gonna feel great to be back home. I already know everybody gonna have the vibes, and we gonna be lit for sure.
Especially with
the vibes. What's that?
Especially with a rival game, everybody gonna be out.
Yep.
There.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it should be a great turnout. It's always great vibes in Seabrook on Friday night. I love going to games out there. With me running point at 9:30 though, and the cell phone signal situation out there, that ain't gonna happen. That's why I had to catch y'all close to home last week, and Max is gonna go out and check y'all out this week. But I'm interested in kind of talking to you guys about the backfield situation, because you got a situation where you got a bunch of dudes who can tote the rock and kind of a bunch of different styles. I mean, Day, you're slashing and speeding through a hole. Zoe, you're putting your head down and trucking people. Shady's kind of in between, somewhere in the middle. So, how y'all digging this running back by committee thing, and is it helping you stay, fresh on defense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially for me, like me being the starter running back, me and Shady being the starting running backs, it helps us a lot. I mean, having a lot of guys back there, having a deep room, helps you keep fresh legs, keep fresh bodies. Not everybody getting tired out like at one time, like a couple years ago. So it just keeps everybody fresh, have some new minds. It's a different style. It can confuse the defense too.
Everybody having guys with fresh legs out there, when you have all those guys who have the ability and the talent to come in there and contribute at running back, that's really important. So running back by committee certainly can work and has worked for you guys as you head into the meat of this season. But I want to hear about this defense, coming back, putting up a shutout, pitching a shutout against Hardyville. I know. But Dion Brown, you have been quite the guy in the secondary, leading the way defensively. Tell me about what you've seen from your group and what you've accomplished on the defensive side of the ball, and how you guys are looking to continue that up against a Ridgeland offense that can be potent.
We lost Day, so you'll take that one, Zoe.
Go ahead, Alonzo.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, as far as defense, just being physical. I mean, but in the back end, as far as for they teach well, we got Jaheim Hazel back as our DB coach now, so
Oh yeah,
I'm about
Nice.
taking. Yeah, he back, so he take.
that's outstanding.
My bad.
That's another just incredible thing that you guys have at Whale Branch. I think is not only the number of guys that have gone on and played at the next level and had success and all of that, but also the number of them who then come back and
Right.
want to be a part of the program again and get involved as coaches, whether it's Kasser, who's training you guys up all the time and training up everybody, not just y'all, but everybody. It seems like from here to the NFL, or guys like that. A lot of alums have come back, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Pringle makes his way back here someday too and coaches the Warriors. But how much does that mean to you guys? I mean, just to have that community and that family of the guys who came before you and kind of laid the blueprint and paved the way, now coming back to kind of hold your hand and try to walk you down the path. That's got to be a cool thing.
I mean, we got Coach Jaheim Hazel. He came back, Jackson State DB.
Yeah.
He really helped us today at practice. He helped us learn a lot of new techniques that the DBs didn't know. I mean, so I feel like that's a boost in our defense, in our passing defense. I just feel like that was a good move that he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's important.
You want to get in there, Zoe?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, not even as far as coaches, like, they like big brothers to us, big, like, older cousins. I mean, cause we don't grow up with them like me and Coach Cass. I mean, I've been knowing him since I was like 4, 5 when I was when my dad was working at school, or like Coach Fields, he a OG at Will Branch, one of the older running backs, legend. I mean, he my running back coach, so it's like it gonna stick more with you when he's talking.
Yeah, and D's coming as soon as his playing days are over. He's coming because he's got a love for it. You can tell he loves working with the kids and taking them to the next level. So you're gonna have a hell of a coaching staff over there one day when everybody comes home to roost. We gotta get Niles coaching down here. Like you got the best alumni group in the Loco about, and one of the smallest schools.
Speaking of which, have you kept in touch with Bradford Thompson over at Charleston Southern? Have you been following his career and some other Whale Branch Warriors that have got into the college ranks?
Yes, sir. I mean, I talk to Brad just about every day. I mean, I was up this Saturday for a visit, so
yeah. How'd that go?
I mean, he didn't play this week, but it's going good.
No, but how was the visit?
Oh, it was
like
good.
That spot?
Yeah, it was good. Even though they lost on the last second field goal, but it was good vibes. Packed house when they playing the Citadel rivalry game, so packed house.
Yeah, I watched that game. It was a fantastic game to watch. I was a former Buccaneer. I went to Charleston Southern for a couple semesters before COVID hit. But
we've been there a lot for state championship games in Skeeza.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, that's true. It's a great atmosphere there. Their college football games are amazing. I always love going back up to Charleston Southern and going and watching a college football game. It's always fun. They have a great atmosphere. So anyone who thinks about going there, it's a great opportunity to play whatever sport, and it's a great college, great campus. And I'll tell anyone, hey, if you want to go to Charleston Southern, that's the right place to
go. You guys both aspire to play at the next level, right? You're trying to play football at the next level, correct?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell us about the recruitment. How's it going? What are you trying to what kind of message are you trying to get across to people who might be looking at you?
I just want every coach to be there to know, like, I'm ready to work. That's it. I'll just be ready to work.
Yeah,
ready to work.
Yeah, from day one, I'm ready to work. I mean, I'm gonna get my work done in the classroom too. So that ain't the word for them, but I'm gonna grind. I don't care if I'm on my scout team. I'm gonna grind. So
Yeah, I know that's right. I know
Here.
that's right. Well, and you've seen firsthand that grinding on scout team is how you end up with the NFL career. You know, I mean, Ron Parker was grinding on scout team for a long time before he got that contract. And then D. Delaney was grinding on scout team for a long time before he got that contract. You guys understand that the path is not always direct, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to the same place. So, we anything else for these guys before we let them get to bed on a school night? I text Zoe. I know he's up later than this.
What does it mean to see all these players before you make it to the college level and to the NFL? And how does that really inspire you to take those next steps and to work that much harder in Seabrook with the tradition that has come before you?
I feel like it's a confidence booster, not only as players, but as a program. We get looked at differently just for the players we put out in college. So I just feel like it's a good boost in our confidence to help us go somewhere and be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always. I mean, that's always the goal, though. Like, especially seeing older guys that you seen put in the work. Like, it just like something got clicking you. Like, I want to be where they at. Like X or KJ or Brad. Like, I want to be where y'all at. So it just got clicked. Like, it's a confidence booster.
Yeah, that's wild. You got 3 that you played with alone playing D1 football right off the top there, just with X, KJ, and Brad. And then there's a whole bunch of dudes that have spread out to Erskine and Wofford and now Jackson State. And Irv Mulligan's still playing at Jackson State. They're talking about him as a potential Heisman candidate, that they might put him, put together a candidacy for him if he puts up big numbers. So Whale Branch Warriors all over the place, man. It's unbelievable to see. I remember when they opened the school, and somebody was giving me trouble about we weren't going to cover the Seabrook Warriors, and I was like, they ain't played a game yet. Of course we're going to cover the Seabrook Warriors. That was way back at the Island Packet and Beaufort Gazette, but I've been covering you guys since way back in the day, and I always enjoy it. It's good vibes at Whale Branch, and you guys always have successful teams, which is a credit to not only your coaches, but to you student athletes who put in the work. And definitely it's a culture and a mindset that's been instilled there and is expected, and you guys embody it. So we appreciate you coming on tonight, guys, and congratulations on the win. I'm still wrapping my school, but you put a little down. You put a little downer on us on Friday night. You showed us a little something. So appreciate you coming on to serve me a little crow and let us shine a light on you guys.
All right, thank you for having us.
All right, boys, take care. We'll talk to you real soon.
All
right. There we go. Deion Brown and Alonzo Allen, 2 great kids from Whale Branch, 2 terrific athletes, and just really good kids. Great to talk with them. I've talked with Zoe a bunch, obviously. He's been on the show several times. Deion I've talked with, but first time on the show. His mama's been on, though. We had his mama on last year. Remember when when the brothers were playing each other, Battery Creek and Whale Branch, we had her on, and she is a whole vibe. She is hilarious.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun at Whale Branch.
It's gonna be fun on Friday. I'm excited. That's a rivalry game. So it's gonna be a fun one, exciting one to watch. And I think Whale Branch will come out with that same energy that they showed up with last Friday, because I think they're still. I have a feeling they got most of it out of their system, but I feel like they still have a bit of that energy from that Bluffton game that they that aggressiveness that they want to use. And I think they're gonna do that against Ridgeland. So Ridgeland's gonna have to find a way to play really well against this Whale Branch team, because I think at the flip of a switch, this Whale Branch team is gonna be they'll get up on you real quick.
Yeah, they connected the dots. That's the important thing. They connected the dots that our effort was poor against Bluffton and we lost badly. Our effort was good against Hardyville and we won big. So now they understand what the cause and effect is there.
I
don't expect them to come out flat again for quite some time, if ever. I think they learned that lesson.
Because I think after that Bluffton game, I was a bit worried, because I was like, where's this Whale Branch team? Where were they?
Yeah.
And
well,
I
and
know
it
that
was
I know that Bluffton team's really strong, but I honestly was
right.
hoping for Whale Branch to play a
And
lot better in
Bluffton.
that game. And then they go into that Hardyville game, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not worried anymore. We're
I
good.
think two things for me. Like, first, I think Bluffton's better on both sides of the ball
Agreed.
than we thought they were going to be.
Yes.
Holly was the I didn't see that. I didn't know about him, and he's a real
That's
deal
true.
running back, and that really
Yeah.
thickens the plot over
Right.
there. And then the defense is better than I thought it was going to be, and I thought it might be pretty good, but it's pretty good, I think. So,
Yeah.
I think that was part of it. But then also the thing I was worried about with Whale Branch was that was really 3 games in a row. If you go back to last year, I mean, the Bamberg game, they were a little flat in that one. They lost the playoff game, and then they came out and laid an egg this first game, and it was like, whoa, what's going on? But they are who we thought they were, and they're going to be fine. They got great leadership. You saw some of their leaders tonight. They got a great coaching staff, as good as it gets in 1A. I mean, as good or 2A, 1A, 2A. Now they're 2A, but either one. They and Hampton they both have exceptional coaching staffs for that level. So, but Whale Branch is very good. It still might be the 3 out of that region, and I wouldn't want to play them if I was the 2 out of some other region. I'll tell you that right now.
I agree.
That's
I really do
fun.
agree with that at 100%. And
They're mean.
I'm looking forward to that Hampton County Whale Branch game when it comes around, because I think that's going to be a dog fight, between both teams.
Doubt.
It's going to be a Donnie
Straight up dogfight. Varsity sponsors of LowcoSports. We got DDS Web Design. They build, host, and maintain websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. DDSHHI.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties and helps us shine a light on deserving teams and student athletes out in that neck of the woods. Dr. Ambrose Cole is our official chiropractor. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. They are the place to be if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level here in the Loco. Boys, let's see. I got a little golf. Nice. May River girls finished 3rd at the Palmetto Preview. They shot 324. Chesney, 2A powerhouse, with a 321. So they lost by 3 shots, and Dorman with a 322.
Well, the good thing is they don't see Chesney in the state state playoffs. They're a 2A.
Yeah,
they're a 2A squad. They're a very good 2A squad.
And Dorman's a 5A. So that's 3 state champs right there, probably.
Right.
Claire Green was 2nd, so solid showing for the Sharks. Campbell thinks it is the highest finish by a Beaufort County school in the history of that tournament.
Awesome.
So that'd be cool. We had some volleyball tonight. I've actually got a little volleyball that we can watch the last point from Whale Branch and Battery Creek as seen on Beaufort's own. And Battery Creek, I believe, swept the first matchup. But this time around, not so much. The Warriors. Oh, actually, let's listen to Javon.
Looking to close it out. A little bit of confusion, and that's going to do it.
Oh, look at the celebration.
Are going to win here again.
Oh, yeah.
Found that camera, didn't they?
Heck yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
The match 3-2 right here on.
Heck of a match.
Yeah. 5-setter.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good one.
Perhaps the Warriors
you can watch. Man, this cough cannot shake it. Yeah, huge win for the Warriors. Big rivalry matchup. Battery Creek took the first one on their turf, on Whale Branch's turf, and then they went across town and got it back. So that's cool. I don't have a whole lot else yet. Looking for scores. I can scroll through the Instagram, but what do you boys want to talk about?
Who's up some tennis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got Tiafo on right now.
Yeah. But not one, but 2 women with Loco ties still in this thing.
That's right.
We are deep into the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open. And once again, making national headlines, Emma Navarro. Not only did she defeat Coco Gauff again over the weekend, she is now through to the semifinals overcame a 5-1 deficit in the second set today to come back in that set and clinch the match in straight sets against Padosa, the Spaniard from Spain. That was earlier today. I was following it, and all of a sudden I thought, well, this was going 3, and all of a sudden, look, here she comes from 5-1 down. She wins that second set 7-5, and now she is into the semifinals.
Yeah,
and she will leave New York with at least $1 million paycheck. If you get to the semifinals, you get at least $1 million. So,
since Wimbledon, Emma Navarro has really stepped up. It's really great to see her take that next step. She's got Coco Gauff's number now. Yeah. Honestly, she does. Defeating her twice, in Grand Slams. So it's a great thing to see Emma Navarro play the way she has been playing.
She's a standout at Ashley Hall.
Yeah,
now 2 wins away from the U.S. Open Championship.
Yeah, what a great moment that would be if she can do that, because she had a chance, at Wimbledon to do it, and it just didn't turn out the way we wanted to see it turn out. But I think she's coming into this tournament much stronger than Wimbledon, and I think it shows. Like you said, second set she came from a 5-1 deficit, and to win in straight sets eventually. So it's great to see it, and she's gonna get. I think the way she's playing and the way she continues to improve, I think she is eventually gonna get a major tournament. I 100% believe that.
She's got Sabalenka coming up on Thursday. That's the 2 seed. You still got the 1 seed alive, and she will take on the other American with Loco ties. That's Jessica Pegula, who I believe trained on the island the past.
She lived. She lived and trained on the island growing up because parents were here. So I've got some news for you. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but it's pretty phenomenal. Remember this guy? Recognize that fella?
Why does that guy look familiar?
Lee Kirkland.
Ooh.
Former Bluffton quarterback Lee Kirkland. Back in the news. The Appalachian Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week after he broke 2 more school records.
Wow. Goodness.
Kirkland now 6'6", 265. 6'6", 265, bro. He was 34 of 55 for 441 yards and 4 touchdowns in the season opener, and became the school's all-time leader in passes completed and touchdowns. He's a graduate student now. He already held the records for completions, attempts, yards, and touchdowns in a single game, as well as completions, yards, and touchdowns in a season. And now he's got the record for completions and touchdowns. I'm sure yards is coming soon, right?
Yeah. He might hold all the records that you Pike for passing by the end of this year.
His head coach when he first came to Pikeville, Trevor Hoskins, was the former owner of some of these records. He only trails him by 99 pass attempts and 1,094 passing yards, which is 3 games at this rate.
As long as he stays healthy, that should be an easy.
It's 6'6", 265. How's it going to get hurt?
Oh,
he's a tank.
See that picture? That
he really is.
Go back to that picture. That dude is built. That is a built quarterback.
All right. How about this? This was their 11th game since joining the Appalachian Athletic Conference. This is his 5th time that he's won the Player of the Week. 5 out of 11 games. Man puts up stupid numbers.
But it wouldn't surprise me. Look at that picture, man.
He is the guy that could.
That is a built quarterback.
That underrated quarterback.
I'm telling you, he's going to be somebody's scout team quarterback if he wants to be. Because there ain't a whole lot of dudes built like that floating around and that aren't already NFL quarterbacks, so if you got one who actually looks the part and can throw it around a little bit, like that's the kind of guy you want on your scout team. And then maybe eventually he becomes your backup, I don't know. There's a path. There's been straight Tony Romo and Kurt Warner and all these guys that come out of the woodwork sometimes.
Who've made that path before and have been successful doing it, you know.
And
if he keeps playing the way he does and looks like that, I mean, I don't know what team wouldn't want him on their scout team. I mean, that's some impressive numbers to have. And you know, it's very tough to get onto an NFL scout team, but you know,
he's a big old Ben Roethlisberger looking dude to me.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
yes,
you put him on a team where all he's got to do is hand it off or sling it, make a quick read and sling it, and just let him stand back there. And I don't know, man. It's interesting. Yeah. He's a gunslinger.
I want to,
and you know, I'll be totally honest. I did not think that he should go play quarterback in college. I thought he should go be a tight end because I thought he might be an NFL tight end. But you know what? He was determined that he wanted to go play quarterback, and he found a place he could do it, and he has done the hell out of it. Like, just done absolutely. It to better than anybody ever done it there. Like, it's pretty awesome. I'm about that life.
You know, he took a chance, and that chance definitely has paid off so far, and I'm excited to see you know what his future is going to look like. I have another thing college football related I want to talk about. So Florida State. I know we talked briefly about this yesterday. Now I want to talk about Florida State and Clemson, but I want to talk because I got a bone to pick with Clemson. But I'll get there in a second. I'm looking at this Florida State team, and I know they all were pretty angry about missing the playoffs last year after being 13-0. But since then, they are 0-3.
Yep.
0-3. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. And now you have gone from being ranked 10th in the country to immediately unranked after going 0-2 and losing to two unranked opponents who both sat at the bottom of the ACC last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I wonder, you know, it's bad when you have because I was watching a bit of the game last night. You know, it's bad when your own fans start screaming for your backup quarterback to be put in. And that's, you know,
I think Norvell's seat is hot, bro. I think it's hot.
His seat is 100%
no doubt
hot because this is his third time in I think 5 seasons that he has started off with an 0-2 record.
Nope.
So
last year he caught lightning in a bottle, and he still didn't get anything to show for it.
The norm has not been that way, though. The norm throughout his tenure has not been that way, and so that's cause for concern.
He's definitely
DJ Wagler. Oh my goodness! I mean, I remember him at Clemson, and I'm sure you do as well. As a Clemson fan, I was never convinced. That he was the guy, and they stuck with him for a while. It just never panned out.
That was the biggest mistake I think Clemson has made. Speaking of Clemson, I want to say this. Everybody thinks the offense is so terrible, but in reality, I want to say this. They have talent on offense. You got when Cade Klubnik plays well, he's okay. I think he needs to be less.
Defense is great. The defense is fine. It's
the defense is fine. I think looking at that game, there were a couple moments where I thought that offensive line for Clemson actually did a pretty good job holding off Georgia's defense. There were a few moments in that game where they did a good job with that.
I mean, they played fine in the first half, right? It was just the second half.
It's not talent. It's not talent I'm worried about. What they lack is creativity with that offense. They lack creativity. That offense ran through the motions.
It's too predictable.
Dabo lacks creativity anyway. He doesn't even want to use the transfer portal.
He won't use the transfer portal. That's the other thing. I don't understand this. He's all about
if you don't adapt, you get passed by.
This is the thing. He's all about keeping the culture, but the thing about cultures is they change, they evolve, they get better as a culture. You know, and that's the thing he's missing. He doesn't realize that adding veteran players who could help this team be better than they are currently right now. Look, they recruit well, but if you can see Georgia compared to Clemson in recruiting, Clemson's so far behind Georgia, it's not even funny. Georgia beat them on the transfer portal and the
and I think it's a tough spot. I think it's a tough spot for Clemson because I don't think he's fireable. So
he's not.
No, he's gonna. And if he continues to be stubborn, they're gonna continue to slide.
But on top of that, on top of that, they're trying to leave the ACC and go to the SEC, which is significantly a tougher conference than the ACC.
Absolutely.
If you try to not go towards the transfer portal and try to make it in the SEC, you will fall at the bottom eventually. Like, there's going to be a time and day where you just don't. I don't know what to think right now because I'm so angry. Like, they'll always be one of the best recruiting teams when it comes to defense, but when it comes to offense, as of lately, they just have not been able to recruit, and therefore not using the transfer portal, it ultimately hurts them as a team.
Yep.
I'll say this:
Look,
if
everybody else has an advantage and you disavow yourself of it, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage necessarily.
This is how stupid it is. Clemson is one of 4 teams to have not picked up a transfer in the last offseason. Does anybody want to take a guess at what the other 3 schools are?
They're going to be trash.
No, it's surprising. Army, Navy, Air Force, service school.
All right.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't do it.
That makes sense.
They can't do that because you got to have an appointment.
They're the only school that is able to pick up transfers that hasn't picked up a transfer and hasn't had a transfer that has started since 2018.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous.
That's
and it makes me
crazy.
angry.
What a weird hill to die on. I just don't get it.
I know he doesn't like it, but regardless, you got to go towards it because everyone else says. And if you don't, you're going to be left out. And your team, your program is going to start going downhill because you're not getting with the program. This is what college football is, and it's time to change.
Amen.
By the way,
hey, I got a
what do you think about
score? And this is interesting. Colleton County girls tennis with a 5-1 win over Woodland. 4-0. The Cougars looking good.
Really?
The Cougars.
Very nice.
Not a traditional power in tennis, but off to a
great start. See it. Great to see it. Now the jury's still out when you get into region play with the
it's a tough region,
but good for them. Good for Colleton. I mean, that's an impressive start. It's great to see for a team that we haven't talked about much in terms of the Olympic sports and tennis. So, well done. That's outstanding. I'm excited to see the tennis landscape now with Lucy Beckham and James Allen out of the fold. You expect Hilton Head to be right there? Could Bay River make a charge?
Yeah, I think Bluffton might be pretty solid this year too. I think Hilton Head's the class. Bishop England will be good. They'll be very good.
They are. That is a great point because they have always been a strong tennis program. So that's a team to watch. We've talked about Bishop England. Not sure what to expect from them in terms of other schools, but tennis. They're going to give a good fight. They're going to give a very good fight in tennis.
Well, we don't really know what to expect from them out of football this year. We don't expect them to be in it for football this year, but
I saw them.
Spoiler. Maybe
they're spoiler. Yeah, I saw them play Hampton in the playoffs last year, and they didn't have a lot. But they could play spoiler.
May River or Bluffton right now.
No,
at this point,
they and Colleton are the ones outside looking in and need to knock off Hilton Head. So that's where I see it right now. Yeah. But obviously, injuries and such can change things. But trying to see if there was anything else here we wanted to check out, but I think we're getting near the end tonight, boys. So let's shout out the Booster Club. We got the Loco Booster Club supports us, so please support them. Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Corder with Charter One Realty, and they want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, including the Loco Swag Shop. Go over on Argent Boulevard to see what they can do for you. Jay's Barber Shop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. You can go in for great conversation and come out looking stylish. Barefoot Floor Care, the Low Country will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Chris Odom gave us our thumbs up tonight, so he's already checked in. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. We'll have a new episode planned for tomorrow night, live broadcast tomorrow night, remote, right here on StreamYard and the YouTube Loco Media YouTube channel. And Hurricane Sports Cafe, the place to be out in Hampton if you need a bite or a beverage. Great spot to hang out for a while. There's LowcoSports sticker over there. Javon, we already showed the final point in the Selly from the Warriors in the big win on the road thanks to your broadcast. We appreciate you, buddy. Got some parting thoughts, fellas?
Go ahead, Max.
I'll have to think of one. Give me a second. Wes, if you want to go first, man. If you got a parting thought at the moment.
Got anything?
Yeah, those couple of things. There's one that came across this weekend. Tragic news from the NHL with Johnny Gaudreau, former player who was tragically killed in a bike accident. That just and the community has responded very well in the last few days with the financial assistance to that family. His sister was supposed to have a wedding that weekend. He was in town for that. So just absolutely tragic news.
Awful.
Just goes to show you, I mean, driving drunk is never okay. That's something that should never happen, and is something that young people need to be educated on, because it is very serious that people's lives are at risks when you take that chance.
Yeah.
So just goes to show you that lives are precious, and you have the opportunity to call an Uber or get some other assistance, call a friend to make sure you get a drive home that is safe and not endangering other people's lives. So just really sad. I have a friend who works in the Columbus area media where he played, and just absolute sadness throughout that community, and just heartbreaking for the sport and his fans, because he played the game in a great way, and one of the most liked players in that sport. So our thoughts are with that community, and just we just hope that even just here locally, I mean, it hits home, because you just, when you're on the road, you just never know. You never know what can happen. So to these young kids, young people, do the right thing, be vigilant, and make sure to have alternative plans, especially for those younger age people who who are in the drinking age. So
Amen.
Yeah. Max,
I mean,
in
this day and age, there's just no excuse. We've got Uber. We've got you're literally, you can push a button on your phone and somebody will come pick you up and take you home. Like, it's just, there's no excuse anymore.
Yeah.
Period.
It's just it was very tough to see that, because he was a fantastic player in the NHL, and his brother was an up and comer as well. His brother was an up and comer through
also
the minor league, hockey system as well. So it's just it's extremely
terrible.
sad, and just frustrating, because I've seen what the effects are of drunk driving. We have all seen it, and just for something like this to happen, it just, in this time and this day and age, it's just unacceptable. And it's painful to see. We lose a fantastic athlete and fantastic player, but also a family man. He had a family that he unfortunately left behind,
and kids as well. Feel for the wife, feel for the family. Great to see all the donations rolling in.
Yeah,
and everyone,
absolutely.
Providing their best sympathy and support.
And on top of that, I feel bad for the sister, because she on her
the wedding
weekend of her wedding,
just awful.
Something you should.
It's as bad as it can be. It's as bad as it can be.
Something you should never ever go through.
How about something more positive? You got something more positive, man?
I got a couple things for you. Well, first off, the NFL season starts off on Thursday between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, which should be a fantastic game, I might add.
I fell asleep watching the replay of last year's AFC Championship between them last night, so I'm ready for it.
It's gonna be a great game. I think that Baltimore Ravens team is no joke. I really like how they look this year. And then you go to Friday night. There's a game in Brazil. Believe it or not.
In Brazil.
Weird.
Yeah, so weird.
Wow.
It's a weird backstory too. I don't know if you all have seen the backstory, but the field that they're playing at, the stadium that they're playing at, it's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. What is their main color? Green. They can't wear green at the game. Inside the stadium, you are not allowed to wear green.
Okay.
However, the Green Bay Packers decided they're going to wear their home jerseys, even though they're not allowed to wear green in the game. While the Eagles, on the other hand, are wearing their black helmets with white jerseys and
black pants.
I think it's black pants or their white pants. I don't know, one or the other. But
why aren't you allowed to wear green?
I don't know the story behind it, but I saw that the other day, and I thought that was hilarious that the NFL decided to send 2 teams whose main color was green to a stadium where you can't actually wear green. I thought that was really hilarious and just pure
especially because green is part of their national flag.
I see. So green is traditionally not worn at the Arena Corinthians where they're going to play because it is the color of the Palmeiras soccer club, the rival. So it's not true that the claim that green is not allowed in Brazil due to gang activity is false. The NFL denied this and stated that the teams would not be restricted to their hotels or transported to the stadium by armored vehicles. Apparently that was a thing.
Okay.
But no, so in general, typically people don't wear green in that stadium. It's not safe. Typically. But I would guess there will be some gringos who make the trip who only own green because they love the Packers or the Eagles more than life itself.
It should be interesting. First ever NFL game in Brazil, so I'm intrigued by it. I know the NFL is trying to expand and play games all over the world.
Trying to export it.
Cool.
They're trying to.
I like the thought of it.
In London
I guess we'll just see how this goes.
They're trying to be a global game like the NBA, but I'm just not sure. It's going to take a while.
Yeah, for sure. I remember. Do you remember when they had a league in Europe at one point?
Yeah, NFL Europe.
Right. Yeah.
I used to watch the hell out of it when I was younger, because it was football and it was on TV.
The other thing I had was I don't know if y'all saw, but Dusty Baker's son, Darren Baker, made his major league debut with the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
First pitch he sees, gets his first major league hit, and his dad was there to watch it all. What a cool!
Is that like an unwritten rule where the first pitch you see in the major, you guys swing at it? I feel like everybody.
I mean, if
not?
It's Dick, you better.
If it's there,
you better. Because he probably threw you a cookie because he knew it was your first at bat, and you ain't gonna get another one like that again. So you better.
Yeah. If
it's down the middle, you better swing at it. But no, I think you're sitting on jump. So if you get anything hittable, you're definitely swinging at it. But I got one for you. This little gentleman. This gentleman right here on the right.
Oh yes.
Barely in your screen is Jalen Sneed. I want you to watch this play. Watch him. Just watch him. Just watch him. That, my friends, is unbelievable.
That's just pure
the quarterback didn't even have time to chip him because he was by him.
Did you see that play where he grabbed the player's towel or undershirt or something and just held on for dear life trying to drag him down?
I mean, that is an insane play. I can't see it enough. I don't understand how he covers that ground that fast and makes that tackle going away from him on the other side of the field.
That's what a 5-star recruit is supposed to do. That's,
my God.
That's what you want to see out of someone like that. Did you see he had a play that went viral all over social media? He went through the offensive line and grabbed the running back for Texas A&M, grabbed him by the undershirt, and that undershirt ripped, and he held on for dear life behind him as the runner was trying to run forward and just basically dragged him down. It was really funny. I encourage everyone to go look at it. That was Jalen Sneed, by the way, on that play.
That would be this right here.
Yes. Yeah, how funny is that? That's hilarious.
He's got about 4 feet of stretch on that towel, man.
I know he stretched that thing. I don't know what it was. I'm not sure if it was his towel or his pants. I don't know. But I thought that was
it
pretty
looks like
funny
a
seeing
towel
that.
for sure. If that was his underwear, he's in trouble.
That's the worst question, bro.
I'll tell you what, he's showing out well for himself. I just noticeably he looks more confident, and he just looks a little quicker, more aggressive out there for Notre Dame this year compared to what we saw. He's really starting to fill that spot well, and I'm excited to see what he does this year for the Irish. And this is what we were hoping for, to really see him use all his skill sets.
Yeah. And
And
shine
the
on a
first game,
national
yeah,
stage.
right. And we've seen it before.
Yeah.
I remember like there were games before in his career earlier on, but now he's really starting to define his role and has been a stud up to this point for Notre Dame through this first game. So we'll definitely have a lot of his games on and tell you about what he's doing because that was a big time. Puna was a big one when he went to Texas. Obviously, it wasn't going to be Louisville. He followed Charlie Strong over to Texas. But I remember I went to that commitment ceremony when Jalen Snead announced that he was going to Notre Dame, and that was a big deal. And it was so much fun to cover and talk to him at that moment. And there were high expectations for sure because and you remember hearing BJ Payne talk about this kid Jalen Snead. Oh, watch out for this! Watch out for this kid.
Yep.
Sure enough, he proves himself, and now he is well entrenched on the national stage. And if he keeps up this strong play at the highest level of college football, it's looking probable that he's going to be playing on Sundays very soon.
I think so. I think the odds are very much in his favor to be playing on Sundays. So, a lot of still some ground to cover there, but he's on that path for sure. He's got freakish athletic ability, just freakish. I see that in his future. But hey, great show tonight, boys. Enjoyed talking with Alonzo Allen and Dayon Brown from Whale Branch. Looking forward to those guys keeping it rolling this season. I think they're going to have a really quality year after that early wake-up call. Great to talk football and golf and tennis and everything with you guys. And we'll be back tomorrow night, again, 9:30 for the Loco Sports Lowdown. We'll get you all caught up on everything happening around the Loco. Start probably looking ahead a little bit more toward Friday night, our favorite night of the week. And we appreciate all of our sponsors who make this all possible and all of you who show up to listen or watch. So for Wes Kerr and Max Araj, I'm Justin Jarrett. We'll be back tomorrow night. Till then, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco!